Back here with game 2 of Vodkagaming and Systembo Laget. I almost forgot which teams we were casting for a second there, as I had a bit of an early start this morning. But anyway, we got Enthos joining us for game 2. So, sup man, now shut up because Sharkan is the one that gets to talk first because he came here in a timely manner and actually was here for the whole time and then didn't take forever to load. So, Sharkan, anything you want to say at this point?
Well, I find it kind of disrespectful from Enthos joining so late.
I agree.
It's wow. I have no words.
You know what? I think maybe we should just kick him. I'm seriously considering it. I think.
Okay, wow.
Did you guys understand how busy and exciting my life is? If you guys were there for it and you guys understood just how many responsibilities I had, you would understand.
Not only are you going to come on late, you're also going to disrespect us by saying, what, we're not busy? Like, we don't have things going on in our lives, and we just make time for this because we're dedicated to this game and this community? Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying, Quincy, yes.
Look, the flame is real from this guy, and I'm just not sure if I should tolerate it anymore, so we're going to not let him talk at all and talk about the bans because he's not going to have anything to say because he doesn't know anything about this game and can't provide any insight, so what is he even doing here?
We should kick this guy.
Well, yeah, I agree. Riptide, Silhouette, Cthulhu, and Parasite are the bans. Everybody shut up. I'm trying to do a game. Somebody talk about the bans.
Okay, well, Crack Judas, the team who picked up Silhouette last game, actually banning it now, even though they quite handily won with it. Not sure why. Maybe they're scared of their Silhouette player, but why would they not have banned it earlier? Like in the previous game where they had first pick, you know?
I don't really get it either. And Gesture had banning Elephant after it failed totally for them. I get that a lot more because Elephant's just damn strong, but it is kind of funny. First pick Magnus, though, over Rhapsody and Swiftblade, so Enthos, you're going to like that.
I do. Magnus is one of the best heroes in the game, in my opinion. And, yeah, I'm looking at blue stats. I'm surprised that they didn't pick up Silhouette instead of banning her. I mean, this blue has a 97% win rate out of 36 games and a 6.5 KDR. That's not bad. That's definitely not bad. But his most played is Silhouette, so I would kind of like to see how he does in that hero because I'm sure he's a good player as is.
I think it's Kurt Svensson who is their carry player. He was the one that was playing the Sil last game, so...
Oh, interesting.
That's what happens when you miss game 1. You say stupid stuff like that, and now everybody knows you're a fool.
As I said, just so many things going on. I mean, these contractors want me to sign on for their companies. CEOs are trying to recruit me. You know how it is, Quincy.
Actually, I don't. Thanks for that.
I'll write a novel sometime or memoirs, and I'll let you read it.
Yeah, that'll probably help me out a lot. I need some direction in my life, and Enthos Guide to Living Your Life Right and getting CEOs and contractors interested in you is
yes. It's just an everyday thing for me, Quincy. What can I say?
living like the life of like the best right here with Enthos, with the CEOs. Yeah, pretty great.
So how's Pew?
Shut up.
He's a CEO. I don't know. Just maybe it's him that is trying to recruit you for new, not excellent team.
No, I don't actually know Pew. I've heard a lot of things about him though.
Pew doesn't like me very much. I'm not really sure why, but it's Pew. So does there have to be a reason?
In the near future. What was that?
I'm saying Pew doesn't like me very much, and I'm not really sure why, but it's Pew, so I'm not sure there has to be a reason.
I wouldn't worry about it if I were you.
Yeah, I'm not really super concerned either. He's he's an angry internet guy in Sweden, so like, what's he gonna do?
Angry internet guy in Sweden.
Also, there's a game.
Similar.
There's a game going on.
Guys. Oh yeah, right. Okay, so this Hellborn draft, Rhapsody and Pharaoh, that's a combo that I really like to see because Pharaoh can initiate, Rhapsody can follow up while his mummy wall is already up, be behind the mummy walls, giving a protective wall, and just ult for like 3, 4, even 5 seconds. So, solid combo in my opinion. I like the Bubbles pickup too, especially as the first pick. That's a hero that we have not seen all that much as far as picks go in the last few games I've drafted with you.
Yeah, and Shortcan suggesting last game as well that when they did pick up the Pharaoh, they should have had Rhapsody instead of Silhouette or instead of Empath. So apparently they listened to you in the past. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, I just got this like influence.
Right.
It's difficult for me to control it sometimes, but they just listen. They're
I mean,
like,
yeah.
oh,
So that's
I'm gonna do
explanation
that in
one.
the past now.
Now, explanation two is you looked at the replay for game two and just cheated.
No, 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 no. I actually
I don't
didn't.
buy it. Shortcan's a better
Wow.
guy than that.
Well, I'm just saying he's European, which is close to Russia, and they're all communists.
Oh, but I
So
am. I'm further away from Russia than the Scandinavians, so I've got that
that's a
going
good
for me.
point. That's a good point. All right. So maybe less communist, but still, I'm
Maybe
just not
less.
sure if I can trust you.
You're still
Maybe
communist,
more
but it's okay.
socialist.
Yeah. But Legion side also have the Magnus Tempest combination, which is really, really, really powerful. Obviously, the ulti synergies there, the gank potential, very good. Torture going to provide plenty of damage on top of that. So probably looking to group up and do some team fighting, do some pushing here.
Yeah, I like the Pharaoh pick a lot. It's really
Yeah.
good for interrupting the Tempest ult and even the Magnus charge for his ultimate. Both of them are channeling abilities, and Pharaoh's, random stun Hellfire can hit one of them very easily. Bubbles ult can hit them very easily. So two really solid counter picks to both Tempest and Magnus, and I like them both a lot.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder whether or not Tempest was the best second pick.
Yeah, Tempest is usually not always countered by Bubbles. I mean, Bubbles usually stays back, waits for the best opportunity to initiate, and then he'll go in there. And if that is the case for these team fights, Tempest is going to have a rough time getting the full duration of his ultimates off.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with Bubbles already picked up, that's one counter. Pharaoh was still on the board, that's a second counter if they want it.
Right.
And that's a little dangerous, but they're really going all in for the ultis here. Chipper on top of the Tempest and Magnus. If they hit this, everything's going to die. But there's a lot of potential for error here.
I think that this is going to heavily depend on Chipper's ability to snowball. I think
Yeah.
because if Chipper gets really fat, I mean, Pharaoh is going to be a sitting duck if he puts up his mummy walls, and anyone who's in there with
Right.
him is just going to be trapped. And to be honest, I think Chipper is actually quite strong against Pharaoh,
Yeah.
especially because of the armor as well that he can put on anyone who's ulted by Pharaoh.
I
Right.
agree.
Focus buffer.
Yeah, I mean, the Chipper Solid Showdown for a Money Wall combination is pretty well known, and it just does so much damage because you get forced to sit on those damn saw blades. And
Now,
TDL
Quincy, yeah, you're going to hate me for saying this, but I'm hoping that the Legion team will get probably like a rally as the last pick. Someone
Oh
with a lot
my
of physical
God.
presence. Yeah, I said it.
Like all in on the ultis.
Oh, yeah.
I'd prefer a prisoner.
Yeah.
And then put
Prisoner would be good.
Magnus Suicide.
Yeah.
Because, well, Prisoner
that
is not very
works.
good against Bubbles. Oh, Monkey King. That's one we don't see often.
No, but that entirely fits their lineup. I think that
What?
actually works very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not bad. It's a fun hero. Hard hero, but fun.
And we didn't really cover the second stage bans yet, but we'll go over them real fast. Dr. Repulsor, Puppet Master, and Kraken. So eliminating at least one more Tempest counter in that Kraken ultimate. Drunken Master, Swiftblade, and Pandemonium getting taken out by the Hellborn side.
That
so
is a respect band for
Yeah.
sure.
that Panda
for
played
sure.
in game one, of course, and those more things that he doesn't know because I don't know,
But
laziness.
I really don't think they would have picked a Panda this game.
I doubt it.
With a Bubbles
Well-
and a Pharaoh already picked up. That's the two solo
Actually-
heroes.
If they were looking for that physical presence, Panda would have been good. And I do wonder if they were going to look for that Panda over the Monkey King if it was still available for them.
Wasn't it Jesterhead's team that picked up the Panda? No, it wasn't.
No,
it was
it was
the Legion. Yeah,
It was so
yeah, you're right.
I do
that could
wonder,
actually work.
actually, if Panda could have come in there. Obviously has really, really good combo potential in the middle lane with that Torture or, with Magnus, whatever he wants to do later on. So I feel like Panda could work there. Definitely Monkey King, a very powerful pick as well, though. So I like Legion's draft, but Hellborn, definitely not going to shell, see? Thinking about bubbles. But definitely not going to sell them short either, as they have a pretty strong team. Revenant support, I think, is what I'm a little bit concerned about.
I didn't like that pick, to be honest.
Yeah, nor did I.
At that point, yeah, I don't know. Revenant just feels like he has very little impact in the support role. He does really well solo because he can
No.
beat many people. Congoy level 1.
Yep. As they've got the Hellfire from Pharaoh, of course, so very, very popular.
Legion, does not know.
They don't know, and they're not going to be able to do anything about this even if they did. Magma's heading to the top lane, and we have a couple heroes heading bottom. But I think that with this Revenant pick, it's just going to underscore the fact that the Hellborn have really no stuns. Like, they've got the Bubbles ultimate, and they have the Wrath of the Pharaoh, they have the Hellfire and the Mummy Walls, but those are mostly just half stuns. They're either too long a cooldown to use consistently and reliably, or they're not really even stuns, and Pharaoh just barely gonna live there. Ooh, that was scary. But he gets stomped, and the health pot goes away. So this Kongor will go down.
I'm not trying to trash talk here, but they're really bad at this Kongor level 1 strategy that they're doing.
And they're gonna abandon it. Oh, that's really bad. They can't do that.
I can't believe they just did that.
You can't do that.
Did you know that Pharaoh had 2 health pots cancelled on him?
Yeah.
Because of the
They were
smash.
standing too close, right?
Yeah.
That was embarrassing.
But
that was embarrassing.
They can't do that.
I think that's the best way to say it. And
they
the worst part
wasted
was
that much gold in that much time attempting Kongor, got him to 1/4 life, and just, oh, alright, see ya, Kongor. We're not going to try anymore. Like, what the hell are they
I
thinking?
think they should have still gone for him.
Yeah, they expended so many resources for him, I don't know why they would give up.
Right. At that point, like, you're so committed. I mean, Kongor down to 1/4 of his health, you could still take it. You gotta get a health pot onto that Pharaoh, but he can just go to the observatory and buy one.
Yeah,
I don't
very
think
questionable
you can...
shot calling. No doubt about it.
I don't think you can abandon that. Like,
no.
And the Legion were none the wiser.
Yeah.
I still think they didn't even know. They really didn't know that that was happening. And Bubbles, please turn off your Ring of the Teacher.
So, Hellborn's side making some questionable decisions already. And that's going to hurt them super badly. I mean, Pharaoh's going to have nothing in this bottom lane against Monkey King now. He's basically going to sit here and leech experience. He's not going to get CS at all. And I really wouldn't be surprised to see Torture rotate to middle lane or even top, because they don't really need him.
And like in the first series we casted today, Chipper versus Bubbles.
Yeah. Tempest also has no camps blocked, so they're not going to be able to contest his jungle whatsoever. He's going to have total free farm. I'm really concerned about this.
But
yeah,
those you were about to say something?
Yeah, this Hellborn strategy is just a little bit questionable. I don't see the point in running a tri-lane against a Suicide Magnus. I mean, he's just going to sit back at the tower if need be. They're not trying to get kills on him. Revenant's just harassing him out. One of those supports up there don't need to be there, and it looks like Revenant finally is roaming mid. Hopefully. But yeah, they should have tried to counter Tempest jungle a little bit more. They definitely should have finished Kongor. The early game for them is just looking so second-guessing themselves. I mean, they don't seem sure of anything.
Dual lane of Bubbles.
Yeah, another questionable
You don't dual lane of Bubbles.
Exactly. I would much rather see... And Rhapsody's roaming bot, too. I don't see what the point is. Dark Lady could die right here to Magnus.
I think.
Oh.
Alright, I get transitioning one support, but this is just silly. Like, they need to have at least Revenant or Rhapsody up top, so yeah, sorry, go Shuriken.
I think the only way they could have salvaged this with the heroes they picked was a tri-lane with Pharaoh, because that honestly, that's not even too bad, because you can keep someone in the mummy walls for 3 seconds. And Dark Lady does not do bad solo. If you give him some extra regen, he's going to get last hits with Taint Soul. He's going to be able to harass quite easily if you just charge into them with charging strikes and then get a Ring of the Teacher, so you have enough mana to keep doing it, and then you're fine against Magnus. Magnus, you won't die if you play it decent. But...
that looks like what they're going to do.
Yeah, now they're tri-laning, but it's too late. Level 4 Monkey King's not going to care about a level 1 Revenant.
And might just be like, alright, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
And now he knows he doesn't have...
Tempest.
And now he knows he doesn't have Essence Shroud. So, there's no invis for the Revenant. Obviously, Tempest and Torture can come over here and assist, just buy Dust or a Rev Ward, and it's pretty easy ganks onto that Revenant, or really whoever they want.
Yeah, I don't like a tri-lane with a Pharaoh against a Monkey King. You're not going to get any kills that way because Monkey King can just jump over your wall, which will be really easy for him to do. So, I mean, he won't get very much farm, but with the amount of resources that this Hellborn team's expending, I just don't think it's worth it.
And now Rhapsody rotating back to top lane. Just the lack of decision-making from the Hellborn side is really, really hurting them. Because now she spent 4 minutes of this game, 4.5 now by the time she gets top. She is camping the top room, but it's going to be bottom. And by the time she gets up here, it'll be 4.5 minutes into this game. She spent maybe 30 seconds in the lane. She's really just run. She went to Kongor, she ran top, she ran bot, now she's running top again.
Right.
And Pharaoh, again, doing the same thing, actually.
Yeah.
Running around in the woods.
Accomplishing
Not really in lane.
So, this
Welcome
is
to Newark,
top
motherfucker.
lane, completely missed that. So they will get a kill into Magnus, and I didn't see that coming.
And yet they're still behind.
Wow.
Yeah. Middle lane,
That's
Chipper
definitely a
takes
big
some
kill.
harass from Revenant, but he eats those rockets, and wow. Now he's gonna have to go back to base.
He was hungry for kills, but got rockets instead.
Delicious,
I can
delicious
relate.
rockets.
Yes.
You get a lot of rockets there?
Pharaoh going on the Tempest.
Yeah, so Tempest's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. And Bubbles is coming in as well. Tempest's going to fall, it looks like. So they will be able to rotate on him and get a kill. That's not bad, but Pharaoh going to be in a lot of trouble
But
here. Saw
Pharaoh's-
blades are available. There's going to be one. And actually, Bubbles is going to be in some trouble as well. Doesn't have a shell surf up for a second, and he's also going to take the death. No! Get the shell surf off. Rocket. Try and kill the Kongor. There. Oh!
Nice.
That damage.
Yeah,
Kongor MVP.
right.
Right.
right, yeah. But
Double
I
right
mean-
from us Americans.
it just feels so, like, even with the kill on the Tempest, I don't know. To be
Yeah.
honest, that failed Kongor attempt just, like, set the pace of the game entirely. They had the completely wrong items to start with. They went with the wrong laning. You cannot have 2 supports with 2 solo heroes. It doesn't work, you know?
Yeah. And I will say, interesting that Chipper is choosing to go all the way back to base when the 6-minute rune did just spawn. And he was at full health, he just didn't have any mana. And he had an opportunity to sit there and free farm while Bubbles was dead and then porting back in. So he'll be back here, which is fine. And obviously still has a level advantage. But felt like he probably could have hit at least level 7 as well as had rune control if Bubbles was back in base.
Magnus might be in trouble.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Magnus, yeah. Actually, no, they're gonna turn on the bubbles, so
Wow.
that burst damage, man.
And Rhapsody
Pharaoh's
now.
here with the invis. Rhapsody is gonna get killed. As, there goes the stun as well onto Revenant, and he's not gonna be able to live either. Hat trick for Chipper.
Pharaoh as well.
Yeah,
He definitely fall
he
here.
needs to really be concerned about this mana up he's making. As there go the bottle
Level-
charges from
yeah.
Pharaoh. Or, sorry,
At least eat a
from
tree,
Chipper.
Pharaoh.
And, yep, one more auto, one more rocket, not going to connect. One more rocket, nope. Pharaoh actually going to make it out of here. So he's level 3.
Barely. Big mistake on his part trying to stay and fight that.
While he's gone, bottom tier 1 is getting pushed in, and that'll be a kill. As Tempest has rotated over along
The
with
Legion
Torture.
have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
So
At
42
that point,
hero could advantage,
yeah.
but the gold is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
At that point, wouldn't you just try to push people away with the mummy walls just to drain their mana and then try to save the Rhapsody? Because
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't do anything. He sat there in his invis thinking, "Oh, I'm not gonna help," and then he almost dies afterwards because he manned up for some reason.
So Hellborn going to rotate here to bottom lane, and they're going to try to jump somebody. Looks like they're not going to get too much. Those staccatos go down onto Tempest. He's going to fall right off the bat as Kelfield's actually on to 2. We'll see Torture also going to take the dive as the Mummy Walls go on to him. So the Hellborn rotate their entire team down here to pick up a couple of kills, which are definitely needed. And Dark League is at 440 gold per minute. What?
Honestly, despite their whole team being down here, at least they're finally showing some sense of leadership and teamwork, which you really haven't seen this game at all. I mean, they're trying to force fights together, but they're just so poorly communicated that they're not going well at all. So finally, they all run bot, get a couple kills. Looks like TDL is just going to run back top. Not a bad decision, and they're not going to try to push bots. So, yeah, well played on their part. But this Pharaoh and his bubbles are really lacking in farm. And to make up for the dual supports in their team, they need to get items in quickly, too.
This is going to be, like, this game is going to be the definition of carry if it goes in favor of the Hellborn side. Just because, like, this TDL is going to have to put this entire team on her back and win the game by herself because she's going to get no help.
Yeah, not only that, but Bubbles needs an early pull with P2.
And now she's in
Pharaoh
trouble
needs
because she just used charging strikes. That was a very bad decision because she might actually die here to Tempest. No, just barely going to get away. Last auto, not going to kill her.
Wow, well played.
The Iron Shield. I actually like the
Right.
Iron Shield pickup. That saved her there completely. 100% chance to block 15 damage.
And the creeps saving Revenant because they prevent the portal or the teleport from being stopped. Staccatos come in. Rhapsody is gonna fall. We'll see if they can turn this onto Chipper. Nope. Pharaoh's still level 4. What is Chipper doing? Oh no, that's why. Magma's coming in from the background. And Mummy Wall's there onto Magnus, but he just pops the steam mat. And Chipper, assuming the bottle charges here, trying to get some mana back up. Looking for a kill onto somebody. There's a Lava Surge forward, and are they gonna turn this onto Bubbles? There's a safe cover and the Shell Surf. He's also got the bottle charges going. They might actually kill Chipper here if he's not careful. Kelpfield on it too. Yeah, Chipper gonna be in some trouble here. Nice Lava Surge stun actually. They clean up onto Pharaoh. Silence does not quite connect, and
Wow.
no, Shell Surf finally does connect, and he has the cooldown. So there's the kill. But Lava Surge. Ah,
Wow.
I gotta say, this. Oh wow.
and
Magnus could fall here.
Magnus could be in some trouble here. Essence Shroud is on Revenant, but I don't think he's going to have enough damage to kill this Magnus. And actually, Magnus wants the turn kill, but TDL's here, so he's got to be real careful about this. Charging strikes forward, and that's going to stop it, plus the Rev Ward. Ends up killing Magnus, so he got greedy there. And Chipper actually with a buyback comes back in up here, kills Rhapsody. There's a Saw Blaze as well. Rocket does not connect onto Revenant, and he's going to be just fine. TDL coming in, looking for something. And yeah, we'll actually kill the Chipper. So.
Tasty!
As you said,
I was about to
the
compliment Chipper on
entire
how
team.
good of a game he's having, but then he runs up after a buyback and dies. So
By the way,
Take it
Monkey King's
Go
taking the
ahead.
tier 3 in bottle. Just saying. We're 11 minutes in and he's pushing
The
base.
Legion had
not
destroyed
even
a
done the team fight
Hellborn
yet.
tower.
So I'm sorry, I had to put that in there because it merited mentioning. But yeah, go for it. Whatever you just said before.
sure can.
Enthos.
Wasn't he gonna say something?
No.
Somebody was gonna say
We're
something.
talking about Chipper, about how he's doing a good job.
Yeah,
But
just
not really.
watching his plays, he's been doing very well. He's at the right place at the right time, and I was about to say that until he bought back and died very quickly. So I take back what I was going to say.
Well, I wanted to actually say that Dark Lady did quite well in those fights. He stuck around. It's unfortunate that Magnus ended up killing him, but he was able to get the most out of it that he could, I think.
Right. Yeah, well played
Like-
for sure.
Yeah. Too bad he died.
Yeah. And it's gonna be entirely on him because 430 GPM. Now he's actually getting forced to this lane. They realized, obviously, that they have to shut down his TDL because she is the only hope for this Hellborn side. So they're looking to rotate Chipper over here and perhaps die a tier 1 tower.
But you have to remember that Monkey King isn't even that bad
Yeah.
as a carry.
Yeah. And he's going to have a lot of help. Actually, top lane,
Oh,
meanwhile,
big
everything's
mistake.
going down. Magma's going to be in a lot of trouble. He's going to fall right off the bat. Over here, Chipper trying to get Revenant, but he gets the Essence Shroud off, and the Dust of Revelation is way late. So Revenant will be okay. They get just the kill onto Magnus. And again, the rotation from Hellborn is excellent. Now, whether or not that's very, very good, because again, Monkey King has just been free-farming bottom this entire game. And with all the ports used, he's going to get some pretty serious damage on this tier 3.
I'm just severely disappointed in Pharaoh's performance in this game. Level 5, I mean, the full support Rhapsody is out-leveling the Suicide.
And actually, Kelpfield on a 2 in the bottom lane.
Yep.
Monkey King trying to live here, but he will take the Kelpfield stun. That was a mistake, and he's going to drop along with Torture. Tempest here
tap.
looking for something, has an ultimate. Hasn't used it yet, but not able to save his buddies. TDL. Lava Surge there does not connect, but Invis Chipper. See if they can do anything here. Yep, there's Rockets just right in the face after the charging strikes, and Chipper picks up the kill. So, nice counter kill there, as they do pick up the Monkey King in the bottom lane. Legion side, no doubt, still substantially ahead, but I don't know. Hellborn are rotating and responding where they need to. They just don't have the levels of the gold, really, to effectively take these fights.
One of the most disappointing things that I see in TMM quite a bit is you get these carry players and they're short lane and they get free farm for a solid 10-15 minutes. And they're at, 450, even 500 GPM sometimes. And then you have such high hopes from them, and the first team fight they're involved in, they just totally whiff. And Monkey King just got caught out in a really stupid position, didn't really do anything at all. He ran from the Bubbles ult, didn't even try to get his abilities off, and just
The
died.
Legion had
So
destroyed
all
a
that fun
Hellborn
just for that to
tower.
happen.
And the big problem there, of course, was that he sat in the kelp field for a good second and a half, and then took the stun. Like,
Right.
The reason for that though is that he smashed his rock on the floor without realizing that he didn't have enough mana for his heavenly vault.
Yeah.
He was like, oh,
yeah.
crap, I can't vault now, and that's why he died. He was thinking, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do the combo with Monkey King, EW away, yeah, easy, but no.
So MK does pick up a Nullstone early on, and I don't really like that, actually. I mean, they've got Taint Soul on the Hellborn side, and the only thing that's going to stop really is the Staccato. And I guess the
Or
Revenant,
Mortification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, Mortification's not that necessary. Staccato's definitely a problem, especially for Monkey King, as it can interrupt him when he's trying to combo. But it's pretty easy for a TDL to take off that Nullstone from range with the Taint Soul, so I'm not really sure if that was the best early item. Maybe a Soul's Bulwark or something like that.
Well, the Monkey King currently has so much trouble mana-wise that you really need to get something to regen that mana. Like a Nullstone, I think, is a very good option, even if it gets taken away by a Taint Soul. A Taint Soul on a Monkey King might also mean the difference between him getting a vault or not.
And up top, they're missing that, but they do manage to get the kill onto Pharaoh, as he's unable to really do too much. Revenant also going to fall. Nice Rhapsody ultimate, no, just out of range. Tries to get it to save her buddy, but again, a little bit of a range issue now. Yeah, Rhapsody going to get collapsed on by 5 heroes. A couple of Coolio's missed there, but it doesn't really matter if it's Rhapsody. Is very squishy, and that was a 1v5.
Massacre.
And she's not Oogie, so
11-2 Chipper, only 15 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Solid performance on his part. I love that hero. Very fun hero to play.
And Chipper, a hero that, for as much burst damage as he does early on, he scales fairly well. Like, it's not the type of hero where he's gonna take a bunch of kills in the early game and turn that into nothing, like, you know, Kinesis. But
yeah, right. Yeah, his ulti, once he gets his staff, is super, super great.
Yeah.
With that slow, it's a 90% slow, and it has such a huge AoE that I like it a lot. It's a great ability. Chipper scales very well with his shield, rockets, and his Tartar slow is actually pretty good as well.
And Enthos, do you have auto skip pause on? I'm gonna guess no.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Auto skip pause, so that we can bust straight through the pause that just happened.
Oh no, yeah, I definitely have it on.
Ah, look at that. Coming prepared.
It's like everything today, Quincy. You came so prepared. You were like, oh, auto skip pause, and
I
bottom
know.
Revenant Invis actually almost died from the. Well, took a lot of damage at least from the Q and E from Monkey King. He lost about half his health when he was Invis. By the way, Monkey King did not see him.
And middle lane, there's the portal key on Chipper. Was just picked up. Trying to kill Rhapsody. Not quite successful, though, and gets turned. So, shows the PK there, and unable to get a kill with it. No help.
Wow.
It's true. Lava Surge wasn't used. But, interesting build on him. He went for the first item, Glowstone, and then the portal key. Little odd.
I like it.
He could have had that PK way earlier.
I don't know. The reason, Quincy, I like it is because a glowstone is a relatively cheap item for what it gives you. It gives you 200 health and 150 maximum mana, and he has used that to good effect at top lane. That glowstone. If he had nothing, he would have died a lot earlier in a lot of team fights, and he wouldn't have been able to snowball as well as he's done. Although he did just die for no reason.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know, I feel like with the PK initiation, especially since Magnus doesn't have one yet, he could just be picking off kills left and right. I don't think he really needs the maximum mana yet. He's got a bottle. He's doing mostly okay if he gets a fair bit of mana up. Or just like a couple bottle turns or whatever up. But yeah, I mean, I guess you can see both sides.
Now, would you guys rather see an early staff on Chipper, or do you
Yes.
support the portal key pickup?
Oh, no. Portal key before staff.
I like tablet and then stuff. Especially against Pharaoh, to be honest. I would have liked to see a tablet.
Yeah, that's fair.
And a way to get away from Dark Lady, because he can Taint Soul from so far away and then charge you, and then you're useless. Like what just happened. Had he had a tablet there, he might have even been fine.
Right.
Right. Now, Tempest sitting on 3k gold. And it's late for an Astrolabe now, so that's probably not going to happen. Not what's going to happen, but are you guys thinking just like first item Shrunken here? There's middle lane, yeah. They will be able to pick off Torturer there, so pretty easy kill. And the response there from the Legion side is the Kelfield actually goes in the background onto Magnus, but Monkey King definitely wants blood. Revenant is off to the side, totally invis, so he's fine. And Anyway, so now 3,400 gold on Tempest. I assume this is going to be first item Shrunken Head.
No, he's gonna go for a Sword of the High, die to Ancients, and give it to Monkey King. To get
Nice for
a,
you.
yeah.
Give me a Doom.
Not a bad idea. Huge insight coming out from Shortcan.
I think,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
every
that Sword
time.
of the High doesn't drop on death.
Doombringer though.
Yeah.
He was gonna farm another 2,200.
Nice
just
stun
for fun.
there from Magma. Stops the port from TDL, and they're going to see her now. Tempest's going to get the Glacial Blast off. Charging Strikes is on cooldown, and now she's in all sorts of trouble. Of course, rockets don't hit neutrals, so not really worried about that. And really, really fantastic stun from there from Magnus there. Totally lucky and blind, but ended up completely working out as they shut down that TDL a little bit more.
Great presence of mind from Magnus on that.
Yeah.
I mean,
And they're
he's
also going to
well
drop
done.
Bubbles in middle, who just gets crushed. So, 240 GPM, or 250 GPM here on Bubbles, and he's getting something, I guess, but not really doing too much.
2 PKs is generally when the picking off really starts to escalate, because there's always that other guy, and usually the heroes that get PKs like Magnus, Chipper, Tempest, Prisoner, or anything like that, they usually have quite some burst damage if they want to, or at least a stun or some useful utility that lets auto attacks come in or other teammates get there in time and all of that. So this is when the Hellborn, they really need to stick together.
Yeah.
If they don't do that, they're just going to get picked off, like they've been getting picked off. Especially, like, to be honest, what was Dark Lady doing there at bottom? Why was he so deep?
I don't know. But there
Good
goes
question,
Rhapsody.
Yep.
And it's the wards. There's one ward of sight in the top river, and that's it. And you look at the Legion side's wards, they've got a ward of sight here, deep in the Hellborn wards, was another one even deeper in the Hellborn woods, and another one over here at the top rune and guarding their ancients. So they've got very, very aggressive vision here, and Hellborn, despite the fact that they have 2 supports and the Legion only have 1, are getting substantially outwarded. Now we've got Revenant with a ward of sight and Rhapsody with a ward of sight, but they're less helpful in your inventory. So
I think I can hear Dark Lady's back breaking.
Alright, Revenant getting picked up there. Nice eruption coming in onto 2. TDL Silence not going to do too much to Magnus. Actually, they do pick up Bubbles despite the Shell Serve. And the Tempest ultimate does nothing because it's cancelled immediately by the Hellfire. So, that Shrunken Head not very helpful. They do manage to pick up Rhapsody yet again, though, and TDL's coming back in. A couple buybacks from Pharaoh and Bubbles. So, they're going to try to fight this out, but they have no Kelpfield, they have no Wrath, there's no cover of darkness. And Chipper here, looking for something. Shell Surf goes through, will connect onto Tempest actually, and he could be in some trouble here, as he's pretty darn low. But he'll just try to TP out. Hellfire, ooh, chain reaction from Torture, completely
Nice
saving
Torture
him.
stun. Where is Dark Lady, is what I'm asking.
Farming mid.
Yeah. I mean,
Shell Surf there,
they
dodged by
want-
Tort. They really, really want this Tort kill, and that actually might be a bit of a problem here. No, I'm not going to go on him.
Monkey King with Invis, scaling it all
and
out.
there we go. Finally, Bubbles getting jumped on, but there's the take cover. Not going to matter, as of course Shell Surf was on cooldown, but Mummiwall's going to catch him, and he could now be in some trouble. Yeah, will fall 1v1 or 1-4-1. And Chipper,
But Chipper
perhaps
chasing now.
Oh, 3-man Lava Surge stun. Very, very well done there. Charging
Dark
strikes
Lady.
from TDL. Gonna get the silence onto Tempest, and over here, looks like Magnus will be in some trouble. Has a Lava Surge in 1 second. No Steam Bath for a while though, and he's gonna get killed, so. Saves Chipper there, but pays for it with his own life. And finally, it looks like that engagement is over. I wonder
Where
if I
was
could-
Chipper? I mean, where was Dark Lady earlier in that fight? He was farming away
farming,
while there
yeah,
was so many
just farming
kills
middle.
available for him. Not very well played on Dark Lady's part. I feel like she could have cleaned up those last 2 kills very easily if she was there just a little bit earlier.
Chipper gonna jump here onto Revenant. Doesn't have any dust. Nope, doesn't matter. Chipper doesn't care.
It's ridiculous how much that focus buffer blocks.
Right?
Like, he didn't take any damage, and that was from both,
The
I
Hellborn
think,
have
was it
destroyed
Disco?
a
No, it wasn't
Legion
Disco,
tower.
but it was Staccato and Mortification,
Yeah.
which is maxed at this point.
Yeah.
And onto 2 targets, so it was him and Chipper, so it did quite a substantial amount of damage, you'd think.
So
I think that
Hellfire
focus
picked up there.
buffer is really underutilized, especially in TMM. I mean,
Yes.
500 magic damage is no small amount. That's 100 more than a Bear Rattle, and that's a lot of magic damage. And not only that, but you get half your mana back from what you absorb. So you can get 250 mana easily from that focus buffer. It only costs 75 mana to begin with.
That is definitely something that I have personally ignored.
Me too.
I did not know that.
Seriously.
And yeah, I did not know that. I do not say that often, but I do not play Chipper very often, and that's a very nice part of the skill. I mean, I can only imagine when you have a barrier and the focus buffer that you just stick it on a carry, like a slightly tanky carry in the front, 900 damage blocked, easy.
Yeah, it's an easy way to get
So-
mana back. I mean, if you're running from a team fight, one of your tanks is getting initiated on while you're running, put it on him, get some mana back, try to get a counter kill, boom.
And Tempest actually went
Yeah.
for a Shrunken and a PK.
That's just what I was about to talk about. He went first item Shrunken. Actually, over here, Chipper will get caught out on top of the dance floor, and that's going to be a pretty easy kill. Tries to clean him up with Rhapsody. Not going to happen. But we're talking about this earlier. He pooled 3,900 gold, went first item Shrunken head.
The Legion
And
had destroyed a
They've
Hellborn
got
tower.
Pharaoh, and we saw it in the last fight. His ultimate was immediately canceled, despite having the Shrunken head up. So
Not a good first pickup.
I
at
really,
all.
really don't like that decision at all. And that's why before we were talking about, they need a push book somewhere on this Legion side. It should have been Tempest. Like, there's no reason for him to have a Shrunken head. If he gets an ultimate off, that's great, but he shouldn't expect it, really. He should expect to have it canceled by Pharaoh at some point. And actually, Torture here, yeah, it will get done. So, trying to counter ward there. Doesn't work out very well. And in the top lane, they do pick up bubbles, so nice kill there as well. So I feel like it should have been Tempest to get a push book, and then he could have gone Portal Key if he wanted to. I mean, hey, maybe that'll work, but Shrunken Head seems sort of pointless in this game.
I would have liked to actually just see the Astrolabe on Tempest,
Yeah,
because I feel that's such a strong item, especially when you're pushing in a lane. Like, saving up 3,400 gold on a Tempest is
Right.
especially useless, because anything that gives you that extra bit of HP that might let you get off that ulti, even if you're going Shrunken first item, I feel like it was bad this game as well, but that extra 190 health might actually let you get the ultimate off that, will win you the game at that point. Not that it was very necessary at this point in the game with the 17k lead,
yeah.
but you know where I'm coming from, I think.
I think he was a little bit late, perhaps, on the Astrolabe. I don't know when he would have had it, but probably somewhere around 15 minutes, which is still fine. Maybe even a little bit earlier. So I definitely agree that he could have gotten that, and it would have been a better pickup than what he ended up going for. And that's why it was a little bit questionable in terms of... I just remember looking at him at 18 minutes, and he had like 3,300 gold saved up. And 18 minutes is a little bit late for an Astrolabe, but even then, it's not that bad.
I think Hellborn's been doing quite well with the training though.
Yeah.
They followed my advice in the past and grouped up.
Bubble's going to
Except
jump
for
Magnus here, and
Bubbs.
we'll see if this turns around on them. They get the Kelfield into 3, though. A really nice cover of Darkness. Hard to see what that's doing there, but the Kelfield Sun taken by Magnus, and they will manage to pick off Chipper. They lose Rhapsody here, as well as Bubbles and Pharaoh, though, so Legion side's response, pretty fantastic. And Tempest once again popping his Shrunken and not using his ultimate. He's been using
That
his Shrunken
initiation,
now
yeah.
more often just to be a Shrunken than to ult. But Hellflower on TDL. And it's going to be difficult for her to get out of this. There's all sorts of stuff coming at her. Yep, there's the Glacial Blast into Lava Surge. And a completely missing Chain Reaction Stun. Doesn't really matter, but Torture?
Nice.
Torture. You crazy
He's
bastard.
giving them a chance. He's
Yeah.
giving them a chance. He's not rude like what's
The
his name?
handicap.
Bingo Lotto. Bingo Lotto root
Yeah,
player.
Bingo Lotto, like such a rude player. That was unfortunate. He's showing some humility.
Yeah. In case
Who's
you guys
Bingo
missed
Lotto?
it was, and for Enthos' benefit, it was the first series we did, Ogre versus
Frog no Hippo.
Frogno Hippo. Yeah, there you go. Actually, Eruption going to be channeled here, and the initiation right on top of Bubbles and a Tempest ultimate, but it's canceled pretty much by the Wrap as she stops all that damage. They do manage to get the kill onto Revenant, but that's it. So 2 big cooldowns and ultimates used for just the 1 kill onto a support Revenant, as a really, really nice Rhapsody ultimate comes through.
This
Man.
Monkey King is farming an insane amount of GPM for that hero. 535, that's unreal.
That's where the Nullstone comes in. He needs the mana. I mean, he could have also gone for like a Light Brand or for Ring of the Teacher into something else, but No Stone is a very nice item to have on him just for the extra stats, and
Definitely.
just like if the Hellborn side ever decides to go Coldras, he's gonna have a No Stone,
Right.
which I
And-
think is nice.
I mean, like, to be fair, though, he's got 540 gold per minute, and with Monkey King, we've seen ridiculous farm like this before, but he's 3, 2, and 4. Like, he's really not putting that farm to that much use. So, anyway, Staccato's there, and Rocket gonna hit. Uphill miss, no! Chipper! The blind Rocket!
You and I are
So
gonna be
close.
real
So, bottom lane, Magnus
good
does fall.
friends.
Missed that. And Chipper really, really wants this kill, but he's gonna get countered now as the Wrath of Pharaoh comes in on top of him, falling really, really quickly, and he's gonna take
But
death.
Monkey
so-
King incoming.
Yeah, we'll see if he can do anything about this. Chipper actually gets a nice two-man chain reaction. That's been 1 kill and 2 kills as both Bubbles and Pharaoh die. Here comes CDL, wants something. Revenant is invisible, so they can't see him, but he's going to take a lot of damage. There's the Glacial Blast, and that's an easy kill.
Oh, it got canceled.
Not really sure what he was doing there, going for the teleport, once he was clearly...
He probably thought he could do it while he was still invisible. Not a good idea. I'm gonna give you guys some insight. Don't TP while you're invisible because it will cancel it.
Damn it. You're up to, what, 8 or 9 now?
I think that was number 9.
Damn it. I think I'm only at, like, levels number 7 or something.
I'm here to help the people. See, it's what I do.
I think another piece of insight though, don't TP when you're standing on Monkey King's rock. That doesn't help either.
Also, yes.
That's. I'm surprised I didn't think of that.
Mm-hmm.
Very good insight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. But it was actually unfortunate when Dark Lady tried to charge in to help his team. Monkey King's rock stopped him
Yeah.
mid-charge. I
I
wanted
saw
to
that.
mention that because that's one of those interesting, HoN things that you should think about.
Yeah.
When you're playing a charge hero like Kraken, Cthulhu Font, Dark Lady, a rock is gonna stop you. That stupid rock from Monkey King will stop you in your tracks.
Stupid Monkey King. So, up to 4, 2, and
I-
6 now, but I still feel like he hasn't had as much presence as he should have, considering he's at 570 gold.
Yeah, presence doesn't mean much, especially when you're at that much GPM. But Dark Lady's at 515. She's farming
Yeah.
exceedingly well for how far behind her team is. I mean, nobody else on her team is above 200 GPM.
Yep.
No one at all. That's
She's gonna
That's
have
gotta be
a
rough.
very bad back.
Yeah.
Dark
I
Lady
was
must be like
thinking about
angry
those, like,
testy.
bones.
Jester had his
Only-
angry testy confirmed.
Yes. Only he wasn't mid, so
That's a
the
good
story
point.
does not check
yeah,
out. Or yeah.
Can't be testy. Wasn't mid.
Well, it must have been that Bubbles paid him extra to allow him to go mid.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was
Ah,
He
yeah.
wanted to practice his bubbles mid.
There you go. Slipped him an extra $20 under the table, Deal
Under
breaker.
the table. What
Yep.
table?
the PayPal table.
There you go.
PayPal
You can do that in
table.
PayPal, actually. There's a little section that allows you to do off-the-books transactions, and they don't record any of it.
Really?
Before
No.
PayPal steals all your
No.
money.
Anyway, Eruption going down there onto Rhapsody, easy kill. And actually, the
Tentacle
nice
catches
Tempest doing
nobody.
nothing.
Oh my god.
Top lane Shogun not doing too much either. TDL has the Shuriken head up. She's going to try to get away, and she should be just fine as Glacial Blast go onto Revenant there, but he gets the invis off. Can they see him? Rockets! Yep. Dust, okay. That was
What
it.
you gonna do about
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Just everybody and just sat
He's
there
got
for
a
5
portal key.
seconds in the hopes that somebody might end up entering his ultimate.
Which is fair. I mean,
Yeah.
Trout.
It was just funny to watch.
And actually, there you go, right there. Got the initiation onto Monkey King. Is he gonna die? Oh my god. They
Did he
counter-
activate
No.
Barbed? Oh my god.
They counter kill the
They
TDL, even the rocket doesn't kill him. And they kill both Pharaoh and TDL. TDL gonna buy back here. We'll be able to pick off Chipper with the charging strikes. They do take the tier 3 tower here, and that's gonna be no buybacks left on Bubbles, no one buyback on TDL, and one on Pharaoh.
I want so badly for Dark Lady to win this game.
I know. She deserves it.
I feel so like I feel your pain. I don't know what else to say. It's like you have a team of guys all below, as you said, 200 GPM, and
Look at the
it
levels.
just looks sad looking at the GPM charts. It's like it's like you have like the person controlling the train, and behind it it's like just bags of coal.
Every single person on this Hellborn side, except for TDL, is a lower level than every single person on the Legion team.
let's put things into perspective. TDL has more than half the kills on his team. Without TDL, the rest of his team is 11 kills, 35 deaths. Sorry, not 35, 28 deaths.
Top lane, Bubble's getting picked off, so one more.
They're 30% efficient.
Yeah.
Stop making up efficiency stats, that's what I do.
Well, on the other hand, the Hellborn is farming a maximum of 5% creep efficiency. Am I doing it right, Quincy?
Yes, 5%. They've killed 5% of the available creeps.
Sounds pretty accurate if you ask me.
Because this is Dota, and you get 600 GPM just by blinking.
Oh my god.
Nice.
1.66 GPM per second. Well, gold per second. Easy.
I do...
It's ridiculous.
Like, there's a lot of things I don't like about Dota, and I do like this game better, but being a support in this game is so much worse than being a support in Dota.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, because all the other heroes also have so much more gold, when you play something like the Crystal Maiden and you're against a Lycan,
Yeah.
you're like, okay,
What do I do?
well, I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna freeze you for a bit, but you're just gonna have a
Right.
shrunken head or a BKB already. Okay.
Oh well.
Oh well. GG, I was support.
So, they do pick up the push book on Torture there, and that's obviously going to help a lot with the Pharaoh
Oh
Mummy Walls.
no. Oh no, he bought the Frostburn. Why did he buy the Frostburn?
Good question. Not a
You
good
want
idea.
Doesn't he want to
Frostburn.
buy back? I thought he'd want to buy back. I don't know.
At this point, I can't imagine that anything is more valuable to TDL than buyback. And chasing, really?
A Magnus?
Like, that was really, really bad almost. As Kongor's being killed by Monkey King by himself, but like TDL chased so far right there without her team. And if they had had the appropriate initiation with the Magmus illusions and the bait, then
Tempest is top.
oh, that's true. But who cares? Like, what's Tempest done in this game?
Nothing at all.
Yeah, true.
Like, he's got 424 gold per minute, I guess. He's been nice for the pushes, but those ults have been a little bit bad.
I'm
Just a
I'm
little
just
bit.
looking at I'm just looking at Monkey King's build though. I like the Hellflower. The Hellflower is nice. The Shrunk is good. The No Stone is nice. But at this point, I would have rather seen the Magmus pick up the Demonic rather than him. I would have liked him to go for like a Wingbow, for example. I think that would have been really, really strong against the Dark Lady. Because if you're gonna miss attacks, you're not gonna get silenced, right?
Right.
Well, he's at 600 GPM, so we'll have a Wingbow in like 5 minutes.
Okay,
anyway.
you know what? I'm not gonna talk. He's the one carrying his game with 600 GPM Monkey King. That doesn't happen often on
It
HoN
does.
Tour, I think. It does.
It does. Like, I think we've seen Monkey King 4 times, all played by Sync, and usually in Mickey's hands.
Okay, but Mickey, come on, Mickey, please.
Right, but like his average GPM is like 550 or something.
Yeah. But
Everybody
Sync is
knows that
also-
Mickey is actually Axley. Come on, guys.
You mean
Can I get a
Pewee?
confirm here? Can I get a confirm?
Isn't it Pee-wee, not Pee-wee? It's Pee-wee.
I don't know how to say Pewee. How do you
I
say?
don't know. It's Pee-wee.
Pee-wee
Yeah,
Herman?
Pewee.
Yeah, like, so it should be 2 E's instead of 1, but...
You
whatever.
can't say Pew because there's that other
Yeah.
guy named Pew who doesn't
I
like
think
you.
that's where it came from, was it's Pew plus E, so it was like Pew-E. So, DD Monkey King, meanwhile, killing Kongor, but the Rocket can spot him. And there's
And
Wrath
the
of
Ward
Pharaoh,
side,
so,
actually.
yeah, that's true. Hey, look at me, I'm smart. Tempest Ultimate finally going down,
Oh my
will
God.
lock down TDL
With
and
the
Pharaoh. Big ulti there, in the background they're cleaning up everybody, and the refresh finally gets stopped by the wheat field from Bubbles, as he didn't have the shrunken head
Massacre.
up, despite the refresher. But it doesn't really matter.
Has been slain.
And there goes Kongor. TDL, no buyback.
Genocide.
Game? Yeah, game. No buyback to
I
anybody
thought-
in the Hellborn team.
I thought it was pretty funny. Like the Legion team, they just completely ignored Dark Lady. They're like, oh, I'll just let you sit
Right.
in the Tempest ulti for like 8 seconds, 9 seconds.
He
Okay.
was there for 8 seconds. He was there from the very beginning to the very end.
Exactly. And then Monkey King's like, oh, is there a Revenant or Rhapsody for me to find? What is going on? I don't know. But well played, definitely, by the Tempest. He deserves some
Yeah.
credit now, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely a good ultimate there, and absolutely helped win them that fight. And they're just going to go for the throne here. So, bit of a risky play, I think, but probably one that they can afford to take.
40k.
Yeah, at this point, 40k gold, 40k experience lead. Most teams don't usually come back from that. That's just from my experience, though.
Yeah. TDL's still not alive for 15 seconds, and that's not even gonna be close to the amount of time they need to prevent the Shrine from dying. So we have an old-fashioned finish here. Actually, Glyph going off. Okay, it's gonna allow them to clean up a few more kills, but there goes the game. So, well played to the guys on Vodkagaming. They ended up taking the series 2-0. As game 1, really quick, but game 2, that TDL, man, she tried so hard. But let's go to you first.
She did try so hard. What was that?
Let's go to your first for the end of game thoughts.
Well, when the rest of your team has below 160 GPM, chances are you're probably not going to win.
Yep.
TDL had a well-played game. I mean, she did not do too much that was wrong. I mean, I disagree with the Frostburn pickup at the end. But apart from that, she played very well. For the rest of her team, though, I have really very few good things to say about them. This Legion team was much more well put together. They communicated. Monkey King had insane GPM, ending up with 650. So on Vodkagaming's behalf, they just outplayed them in every single way.
Yeah. And Shurkan, you want to finish off?
Well, yeah, it all goes back to the failed Kongor attempt, really.
That's a good point.
Had they
It all
got that
goes back
Kongor,
to that.
I don't know, man. Legion had no idea. It was like one of those sneaky Kongor attempts, and had they got it, I think they would have had a lot more fun this game. Because Pharaoh and the rest of his 4-man train squad, I mean 3-man train squad, 4-man train squad, they had quite some issues, I think, following the Dark Lady around.
Yeah.
They just got picked off.
I honestly completely forgot about that Kongor. Like,
yeah, that's why I wanted to mention it.
Yeah,
this all started with a Kongor attempt.
It's a good thing to point out, because it was 38 minutes ago and a lot of stuff happened in the meantime. But, yeah. So, well played to both sides. Well, sort of. Ish. I'd like to say that, but I think at this point it's more courteous than necessarily true. No flame.
No, that's both sides. I mean, TDL was on the enemy side.
TDL did play very well, so all sorts of credit to her, because she did try. And 12-6 and 3 she did well, but that 23-7, 16 chipper, man. Had a good game.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
That'll do it for now, at the very least. I don't know if I'll be back later. There's a crap ton of series